Hey teacher friends, second graders are zoning out during math time. Frustrating. Yes, I know, but today in this video I have simple, fun, hands-on second grade math centers and ideas you can use for your math block in general to not only help your kiddos stay engaged, but keep you happy. Come with me, my friend, and I'll show you what I mean. Hey teacher friends, if we have not met yet, I'm Tanya, known online as the Butterfly Teacher. I started my teaching career as a second grade teacher. I taught second grade for 4 years before my school moved me up to teaching fourth grade. And I thought I was gonna stay in second grade forever. The one thing that I absolutely loved about teaching second grade, and really what I also incorporated once I became a fourth grade teacher, were hands-on activities, small group instruction. And yes, I know it's challenging in today's climate to have these small groups, but the types of activities I'm showing you today for your second grade math will be easy to implement, low prep. Let me just show you what I mean. Be sure to stay with me to the end of the video because I have one bonus hack for making math centers and really all of your center rotations just way smoother. I wish I would have known this sooner when I first started, but you live and you learn. So stay with me to the end for that hack. This simple matching activity for math helps second graders to be able to differentiate between AM activities and PM activities. So we have different things that students will read and they will decide, does that go on the AM side? Does that go on the PM side? Now obviously it does depend on where the student is located and what their schedule is at school. So these cards can be changed, but it's a really quick, easy way to have a math center that helps students to be able to tell the difference between activities they do early in the day and activities that they do later in the evening. If you are enjoying this content, please make sure to give this video a like. Let's look at some more second grade math ideas. Here's another idea for a simple but engaging hands-on math center. You can have students differentiate between even and odd. Can your students quickly and easily tell the difference? You can even have students compete against each other while they're in their groups to be able to tell the difference between images, numbers in word form, and even equations. Are they even or odd? Have you noticed so far a pattern with the type of math games that I'm introducing? So far we have matching games with a very similar layout and setup. That is on purpose. That is very intentional, and here's why. The two biggest questions I get all the time with centers. Number one, how do you run math centers without the chaos? And two, how do you save time prepping and organizing your math centers? Well, here's my trick. When you have centers that are very similar in orientation, they're similar in how students will complete the activity, then you introduce that game, that activity one time, you model for students, and you go through the practice of mastering. This is how we complete this type of activity. In this example, we have matching games. So you model, you demonstrate, and you practice with your kiddos one time. Everybody practicing how to do a matching activity. Then you have different skills and different games and different activities that are like matching activities. Students know how to do it because they've practiced it with you. You've modeled, you've demonstrated and explained one time. Now it cuts down on confusion. It cuts down on students coming back to you, all the time asking, well, how do I do this? What do I do now? No, they've already mastered it because you've already explained it. Will students get bored if they are doing activities that are very similar in nature? No, and here's why. Because your centers, ideally, each math activity rotation should be, I like to do 15 minutes is the sweet spot. And there's a gaming aspect to it, which adds in that competitive nature. That's what makes it engaging and fun for students so they don't get bored. And having centers that are similar in nature, like our matching activity so far. That also allows you to manage multiple stations and multiple math centers at the same time. The true-false game is another one of my favorites because students have to solve the equations on each card and then place the cards on the correct side of the chart based on whether that equation is correct or incorrect. Okay, for an idea like this, the true-false example, the first thing I would do is give my kiddos a response sheet so that they can work the equations before they start placing cards down on the mat. That's going to help for kids who might feel overwhelmed trying to use mental math skills. The other thing that I also do is give students blank cards, and I have them write equations on the card. And then they use those extra bonus cards that they created in another round of placing them down on the mat. There's two reasons why I do this. Number one, that automatically helps if you have early finishers. So if you have a group and they have made it through all the cards you've given them, then that keeps them going because you train them to write down on the blank cards that you provide and then solve those equations, and then they can go through a round placing them on their mat. I also think that having students participate by creating the math equations, that is an advanced level, higher level thinking skill. And it just kind of makes them feel like they're the teacher, which they think is so cool when they get to be the teacher. So those are some ways that I love extending this one, but these are ideas for how you could extend any math center. You could provide blank cards, you can give them a response sheet, make sure that they solve any of the equations on paper before they try doing the hands-on activity. These are just ways to make your math centers more organized, less chaotic. Ready for one of my secret weapons that makes managing centers so much easier? 2 words: rotation slides. Yes, when you put your rotations up on the board, students don't have to guess where they're supposed to be. There's no guess as to what they should be doing. They can see it all right there, which means fewer, where am I supposed to go? What do I do now? You know that voice. Fewer interruptions, more time for you to focus on teaching students at your teacher table or maybe working as a guide for students that need intervention. I especially love using slides with a built-in timer. That visual countdown keeps the whole class moving at the right pace without me having to constantly stop to remind them about things or to say, well, you only have 5 minutes left, or make sure you do this, it's cleanup time. If you can add those built-in timers and icons with simple visuals, like what group they're in, that makes things super clear. Even for students who need to be reminded over and over again, that visual reminder is all they need. What is the best part about the center slides, the rotation slides that I have? I have made these slides fit any subject, any grade level, and any curriculum. Why? Because I don't want to have to switch and change all my slides all the time. All I have to do is switch out the groups, switch out the activities, boom, bada bing, done. It's such a simple thing having these rotation slides for your centers, but it is a very powerful way to keep your centers running smoothly. What do you think, teacher friend? Do you use slideshows when you're teaching small groups in your classroom? Let me know in the comments below. All right, teacher friends, what do you think of those ideas? Thanks for hanging out with me all the way to the bonus tip. And to let me know you're here, comment the word slides below so that I know that you got the bonus tip. Now, the ideas I just shared with you, those are just a few second grade math ideas and centers that I have. There are 2 more things for you in the description below. Number 1, I have a blog post, a detailed walkthrough about how to use second grade math activities, especially hands-on math games, to reinforce important key skills for second graders. So that blog post is linked below and you can go check it out. The second thing that I have for you is a link to my full second grade math centers set. I've included everything that I could think of as a former second grade teacher. That all boils down to the student direction pages, the center alignments and standards alignment chart, how to set up the centers, all of the activities, the answer keys, I mean the whole 9 yards. It's all there, and that link is included for you below if you want to go ahead and see all the second grade math centers that I have. Now, some people love reading a blog post, others love watching a video. So this was actually part 1 of a series that I'm rolling out where I will be diving deep into other topics for second grade math time. In the next video, we're going specifically to math skills, place value, telling time, and money, 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 money. How do we make those skills stick for our second graders? I hope you will subscribe so that you can find out the answer to that in the next video. Until then, teacher friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me and happy teaching.